If you decide to kill Sean Mark and then go fishing behind the mayor's mansion, you may end up catching Sean Mark's arm.
Damn! Jean Marc? Is that you? I'm sorry, buddy.
In this video, I'll spend 10 minutes of your life to tell you some useless information about Red Dead Redemption 2 that you will undoubtedly forget as soon as you wake up tomorrow. So, let's begin. In the mission, Sodom Back to Gomorrah, you can find this pink jewelry box in the bank that can be seen on this desk. Normally, you can't collect it. However, if you shoot it, you'll be able to pick it up.
No!
You might know about the cabin with a meteor in it, but did you know that if you stand outside the cabin at night time and look up at the sky, you can see a meteor shower? Usually, you lose honor when you antagonize people in the camp. However, you can antagonize Micah all you want, and you will never lose your honor.
Nobody's happy you're back.
In 1899, the logo on the trolleys will say Cornwall City Railway. In 1907, after you've killed Cornwall, the logo on the trolleys will then say Pacific Union R.R. This is a rail company that is previously featured in Red Dead Redemption 1. If you move your cursor northeast of the Sisika Penitentiary, it will cause a wanted dead or alive message to appear. This is the place where the Sisika Penitentiary was originally supposed to be. There is no brand label on the fire bottles. However, at Arthur's ammo cart, you can find a bottle that has a legitimate brand label. When you complete the game, replaying any mission involving Sadie will for some odd reason label her as a stranger in the subtitles whenever she speaks.
We was always sweet on one another.
Sounds from the Civil War that happened at Scarlet Meadows can be heard when traveling through the battlefield on stormy nights. I'm just quickly gonna pause the video just to say that I now have a Twitch channel if you wanna go follow that. I'll put a link to it in the description. I'm gonna start streaming a bunch of games soon, and if you just, wanna go follow that channel, I would seriously appreciate it. If you ever wanna stop by, chat or just watch me play some seriously stupid games, then you can do that. Feel free. Yeah. That's all I quickly wanted to say. Enjoy the rest of the video. The images taken by Albert Mason can be seen in the gallery of Saint Denis in the mission The Artist's Way. Despite Joe being a cold and quiet antagonist in the game, he for some reason has a tattoo on his chest, which is a French phrase and translates to "everything makes me laugh." In some of the concept art for Red Dead Redemption 2, it shows that rainfall was originally called Rains Come. To catch the legendary long-nosed gar, the most obvious lure to use would be the special swamp lure. But for some reason, it's also possible to use the special river lure. On Cornwall's trains, you can find this Latin phrase, which translates to "money answers all things." According to the Red Dead Wiki, some of the legendary animals had names in earlier versions of the game that could be seen after studying them. In the mission A Fisher of Men, you can take Jack to the deeper parts of the Dakota River, and the mission will fail. It will for some reason state that the horse has died. In the mission A Fork in the Road, Arthur will think back on a lot of lines that we've heard throughout the game. One of those being this one, which is said by Hosea.
If we don't stop soon, we'll all be dying.
However, when Hosea said this, Arthur wasn't actually there, so for him to remember it doesn't make much sense.
If we don't stop soon, we'll all be dying.
Arthur! Any luck?
In the mission A Quiet Time, if Arthur walks too far away from the saloon, he will fall over and teleport back to the saloon. Dutch's former lover is called Annabelle, spelled with a double L an E at the end. However, in the mission Blessed Are the Peacemakers, the name Annabelle is spelled wrong in the subtitles. On top of the mysterious hill home, you can find a window that is slightly broken. If you go into first person and move closer to the window, then grab a fire bottle and aim it directly into the hole of the window, your screen will for some reason turn really bright. If you try to leave the Coulter camp, you will slowly get killed by a blizzard unless you return. If you become wanted near the Wapiti Indian Reservation, some of the Indians might spawn as lawmen, which doesn't really make much sense. This loading screen will have a label on it that says Lemoyne. However, the image is actually taken in Amberino. In the mission A Strange Kindness, the mission description incorrectly spells Stewberry as Stewbury. There is a random camp encounter between Micah and Trelawney, which was for some reason cut from the game. I've tried to recreate it to the best of my ability, so here it is.
Mr. Bell?
Oh, look. It's the, children's entertainer.
And what is your job? To eat the children?
You're a rat, my friend. I know it. You keep turning up here, bringing trouble.
A rat?
A rat. Or a snake.
A snake? In that case, I'm in your hat. They look for quiet, empty places to rest in, you know.
Fool.
Mr. Roble actually becomes better at English after 8 years passes.
English? Speak English?
Silesia.
Yeah, good
Up
for
at
you.
Silesia.
I'm here for money.
Cortez, have you seen him?
He's in the barn.
Did I tell you? It's the barn.
Bester's been here for days. Do your worst to him.
You sure he ain't in here?
If he was in here, you'd know. Take a look.
On Guarma, at this location, there is a trap that you have most likely never seen.
¡Muévete, muévete! Muy bien, disparen! Disparen! Forward to killing the rest of you bastards.
Since the river in Annisburg is being polluted, all the fish near the town are poisoned.
Swim away, little fella. Oh, you don't look right. You can go.
At this location, you can find a house that's been burnt down. Between 4 and 5 AM, you can find a glowing red pentagram that appears underneath the house. If we exclude New Austin, then Butcher Creek and Emerald Ranch are the only towns that the Vandalin gang did not shoot their way out of. Arthur will incorrectly spell Sean Mark as John Mark in his journal. This is most likely due to the fact that he hasn't got any formal education.
I don't know.
If you take Penelope Braithwaite to Gertrude's outhouse, Penelope will say this.
You don't want to mess around over there. That's my poor cousin. There's no helping her. Believe me, I've tried. It's a great shame on a family that's shamed already. I told myself she was better off here with family than in a sanatorium, but maybe she isn't. I'll do what I can from Boston for her.
Despite being referred to as Colonel, Favors wears the rank insignia of a Brigadier General. Despite being a psychopathic serial killer, Edmund is jokingly listed as an anatomist in the game's end credits. I'm not even sure I can show any of his work on YouTube, since it's pretty unpleasant. If John Marston encounters the murderous prostitute, he will write a comment about it in his journal, stating that she reminds him of Abigail. John Marston better hope that Abigail never finds that journal. When the gang fires on the train car, Micah can be seen using a carbine repeater. This is the only moment that I can think of where Micah uses any other weapon than his pistols. If you're holding a bow during close combat, you may end up stabbing the enemy with an arrow. In the strange man's shack, you can find a poem about the fate of Jimmy Brooks. This poem will change depending on whether you saved him or killed him. There was a man called Jimmy Brooks who was always running into crooks, till one chased him down and he had to talk his way around. That Jimmy isn't as dumb as he looks. There was a man called Jimmy Brooks who was always running into crooks, but the man from the ferry found him far too contrary. Now Jimmy's family don't see him very much. One of the trailers for Red Dead Redemption 2 features a quiver that Arthur could store and pull arrows from. This for some reason never made it into the game. When the gang fires on the train car, both Charles and Bill can be seen using double-barrel shotguns. Despite this shotgun being able to hold only 2 rounds, neither of them stopped to reload. So, this is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed and I hope I will see you next time. And remember to go follow me on Twitch. See ya.